Hey guys, I've got a submission today from a viewer who didn't give his name, didn't give his location where he's writing from. So I'm just gonna, as always, I'm just gonna make up a name for him. And so your name today is Richard Skinner. So Dick, this is your story. I'm a 48-year-old man and I've been going through a divorce for the last 18 months. And I'll be the first to admit, this whole mess started because I cheated. I own that. I broke the trust. I hurt someone I once loved deeply and destroyed the foundation of a 14-year marriage. But I'm not writing this today to beg for sympathy or defend what I did. I'm writing this because this divorce has turned into something much uglier. Much uglier than just a separation. It's become a battle of wills. And I want to ask, am I being reasonable? Or am I finally saying enough's enough? From the start, I didn't fight her on most things. I knew I was the one that messed up and agreed to pay more than I probably should have. I gave up certain assets and I tried to keep things civil. I worked with my lawyer to find a middle ground and I wanted closure and peace. But she hasn't given me an inch. Every small item in the house, she wants it. Things I didn't even know she cared about, like a 15-year-old blender, my dad's old side table, and throw pillows she used to complain about. She wants all of it. And all of it has suddenly become a fight. Most things I just let go, and I thought, if we finally get this over with, it's fine with me. We got really close, almost to a full settlement last month. We had everything on paper. Then out of nowhere, she demanded an additional $10,000 in cash. She wanted this for emotional damages. That was my breaking point. I finally said no. Not because I'm trying to be difficult, not because I don't understand the pain I caused her, but because I felt this was more of revenge and wasn't resolution. It felt like another move in a game where she holds all the cards and she just wants to see how far she can push me. And when I said no, everything fell apart. The progress stopped, our lawyers are back to square one, and here I am, 18 months later, still legally married, still paying legal bills, and still waking up every day in limbo. I've spent over $40,000 already just trying to end a marriage we both know is over. I'm not rich. That extra $10,000, it's rent to me, it's savings, it's my sanity. I'm not saying I shouldn't pay a price for my mistake. I know I already am. I lost my family, my peace, my routine, everything. And I own it. But how long do I have to keep paying? And at what point does it stop being justice and now it's punishment? Everyone around me has a different opinion. Some friends say just pay her and get on with your life. Others say if you keep giving in, she'll never stop. And honestly, I don't know who is right. All I know is I finally hit a wall and I can't keep agreeing to paying more and giving into more of her demands because it seems like it's more about control. So I'm asking you, the men who've been through it, or anyone who understands what this feels like, am I being unreasonable? Unreasonable for refusing that extra $10,000? Should I just hand it over and walk away? Or is this the one fight I actually need to make my stand and hold my ground? Well, let me tell you, it's a good point because many of us who have been into nasty divorces have gone through this. The point she is doing right now is she is trying to hurt you. I mean, let's face it. That $10,000, it doesn't mean a hell of a lot in the big scheme of things, especially if you guys have already gone to the point of where you put it down on paper and you guys had a settlement. Women try to do a couple things when men cheat on them. One, they'll immediately go into the arms of another man and let their spouse know that they just screwed around on them too. They want them to feel that same hurt of infidelity that the woman feels. So they will end up doing that a lot of times. The second thing they know is they're going to try to hurt you financially. In my opinion, this is what she's doing right now. She's going for blood financially. Everything is about her hurting you. Women know when it comes to divorce, we end up taking it in the shorts. It's just the way the legal system is set up. You know, years past, the men had all the cards. Now, the women. I don't care what anybody says, you have hardly ever seen a man come out on top. And so they know this. Their attorneys know this. And they're going to try to get every little drop of blood from you that they can. So, yes, you need to make a stand. You have to finally say, stop. Enough is enough. But here's the other point. You have to weigh that against what you're presently losing. You said this has gone on for 18 months, and you paid $40,000 in attorney fees. Well, let me tell you, that's actually kind of cheap for 18 months worth of divorce. You know, a lot of times it's a hell of a lot more expensive. And attorneys out there, they're not in the business to try to get this thing settled as soon as they can. You know what? It doesn't benefit them to have a quick settlement. Because each time it goes on, and then each piece of paper they have to write, each piece of paper that they file, is more money in their pocket. So oftentimes, they will not encourage their clients to settle. They just want to stoke the fire a little bit and keep that money coming in. So listen to your attorney, but take it with a grain of salt on what you should do. The other thing I think you might want to do at this point in time is the next hearing that comes up, in consultation with your attorney, which I'm not, so I'm not giving legal advice, I'm just telling you what I know from my divorce, and also hearing a lifetime from other guys who are plenty, especially in my old profession, that were divorced. I would say 50% or more. What I would do is I would wait for that hearing. I would have your attorney have her put on record in front of the judge what exactly she wants to get this thing settled. If she says just that $10,000 more and we're done because everything else was agreed upon, I would bring my checkbook that day and I would write her a check right in front of the judge and have those papers signed. Because honestly, that $10,000 is nothing compared to your inner peace. You need to get on with your life, and you can't get on with your life as long as she is still in it. So I would do that. If she says some other demands and everything else, I would bring up about how you had a resolution signed and ready to go, and then she backed out. Put her on record on what she exactly wants, because you need to get on with your life. And if she still keeps playing these games and keeps doing this, well then maybe it's time, yeah, like you said, just draw a line. Draw a line in the sand and let's go. But how much is it costing you financially for this attorney to keep doing this? How much is it costing you mentally to keep doing this? You have to weigh those two things out against what her demands are. Really, you just want to get down to where she is boxed into a corner and says, I want this and this will go away. And then you can either decide to meet those demands or not. Because really, when it comes to divorce in a lot of states, especially no-fault states, it doesn't matter whether you cheated or not. It doesn't matter whether she cheated or not. Really, you give the court your information, your assets, your income, and everything else. She does the same. It gets inputted into a computer system, and the computer system stamps or prints out who gets what shares go to the other person, how much alimony, how much support, how much of all this stuff gets it. It's really a neutral thing. Okay, so she can only get so much. Once she's at that limit of what she gets, there's nothing else that she can get. It's really about control for her right now. That's what she wants. She wants to be in control. She wants to be able to inflict as much pain upon you as you did to her. But you really want to prevent that. You want to just get her out of your life. So weigh those two things out. Try to get her to come to a settlement. If she doesn't, and you think it's worth it compared to the price of that attorney, stand your ground and tell her she's not getting it. She's not getting a dime more. And let's see where she goes from there. I encourage everybody else who's been through this, which I know there's tons of guys, to put a comment in there. Tell Dick what he should be doing. Give him some advice from your perspective. And again, anybody else who has a story to tell, email me at talkingdivorceafterwife@yahoo.com, and I'll get your story out. Until the next one.